Welcome to Big Money Sales Moves, the podcast for powerhouse coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs who are ready to scale with confidence and consistent cash flow. I'm your host, Karissa Atkins, speaker, author, and creator of the $1 Million Sales Matrix. Here is where we break through the industry lies that keep women overworked and underpaid. Say goodbye to bro tactics and burnout, and hello to alpha queen strategies. Sales, premium client attraction, and CEO level leadership that makes scaling simpler, faster, and more profitable. If you're ready to step into your $1 million era and make your next big money move, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. What up, you guys? Hello. Oh my goodness. I am so freaking excited for today's episode. It's actually one of my favorite time of years to really take a moment in my business and in my life and do some self-reflecting. And I'm really, really excited to be able to kind of share some of those 2025 reflections with you. So welcome to the Big Money Sales Moves Show, the show for women who sell with identity, lead with power, and scale with strategy. Today's episode is a big one. Ladies, I am breaking down the biggest lessons that I learned in 2025 as an entrepreneur. I'm talking the mindset calibrations, the identity shifts, the strategic decisions, and the energetic upgrades that actually move the needle forward in my business growth. And let me tell you right now, the things that generated the most money, created the most impact for me this year were not the sexiest tactics. They weren't the overnight hacks, and they definitely weren't trends, okay? They were the foundations, the fundamentals. And when the fundamentals are done with mastery, the identity work done, right? The fundamentals in business. That's really what I'm talking about, guys, is like, it doesn't take all of these fancy schmancy things to grow your company. It really does come down to the fundamentals. And today we're going to talk about that, okay? So if you're planning your 2026, if you're upgrading your identity, if you're looking to really level up in your life, in your business, and truly step in and own that $1 million era, then this episode is really going to hit home for you. So go ahead, grab your pen and paper, and get ready to jot some of these amazing lessons that I learned in 2025 on what worked on and how I grew my company in this last 12 months. Okay, so 2025 was the year I mastered a couple of things. Okay. So lesson number one is really all about detached energy. And detached energy is one of my most powerful sales strategies. So let me tell you a little bit about detached CEO level energy. Okay. So detached energy, when we're selling, doesn't matter if you're selling from a stage, selling on a sales call, selling one-to-many on a master class, it does not matter. You have to come at it with this sense of detached energy, not from hope, not from fear, not from gripping, chasing, or total attachment, but from pure grounded certainty. So here's the truth. When you're selling from fear, your audience feels it. When you're selling from scarcity, they feel that too. But when you sell from detached energy, they automatically feel safe. They feel like they can trust you. And they feel that level, that next level leadership coming out. Detached energy, it isn't cold, right? Detached energy isn't passive. Detached energy is pure power. It's the moment you can say, I know the value of what I have to offer. You're invited, not feel pressured. And whatever decision you make, I'm still good with. That's the energy that creates calm launches, creates clean conversations, and of course, it creates big money sales, because detachment is the energy of the woman who knows she's already successful. Okay, this is something that I really do try and teach and preach my clients on truly embodying. This level of detached energy is huge. Again, whether you're selling from stage or selling on a masterclass or just selling one-to-one, it does not matter. You have to truly own who the hell you are and have total confidence in what you offer, and know that your offer is valuable, and understand that your offer is not meant for everybody. So literally, I want to empower women during my sales process to make a great decision for themselves. I don't ever want them to feel pressured or pushed into anything that they're not ready for. And if you're asking why, well, because 2 years ago, I used to be able to sell anything to anyone. Like literally, I was a sales call assassin and I was crushing it at my sales. But what happened on the back end of all of those amazing sales, right? Although they felt really amazing in the moment, 3, 4, 5 months later, we were seeing clients that weren't the right fit. We were seeing clients that didn't want to do the work. We were seeing clients that were wanting to get out of their contract. And as an entrepreneur, as a coach, like that's never ever a good thing, right? So we want to keep the clients that we have. And when you come at your sales from this detached energy, and energetic feeling, you truly align with the right clients. Okay, so that was lesson number one is really learning and mastering detached energy and how it was truly my most powerful sales strategy. Okay, lesson number two that I learned in 2025 was that identity evolution comes before strategy. So, lesson number two, right? It really does come down to every revenue level required an identity upgrade before a strategy upgrade. So, 2025 showed me something so freaking clear. Strategy exposes identity gaps, it never fixes them. You can have the perfect funnel, the perfect content plan. You can be literally putting all of your amazing content on social media. You can have the launch mapped out completely. But if you're still operating your business from an old and outdated scarcity identity, the identity of a woman who undercharges, the identity of a woman who overthinks, who second guesses everything and holds herself back, I'm telling you, you will sabotage your execution every single time. Okay. So identity will always trump the strategy. And I know this to be true not only for me and my company, but also for my clients, right? They're showing up every day and they're like, I need another strategy. I needed this. I needed that. And I'm like, girl, what we need to do is help you step into an identity of a woman who has already mastered these strategies. I literally will give, some clients or some women will literally hire me for just a couple of hours to like map out their entire revenue plan, map out their entire marketing and sales plan, help them create a six-figure keynote talk. And if they are not ready, like energetically and identity level wise, they will not be able to perform that strategy. Something inside them will say, ooh, you're not quite ready for that. And then they will sabotage these results. And that's what I'm talking about. So identity always leads to growth. Strategy will follow. When the identity, right, is spot on, the strategy becomes easy. Like it's so easy to grow my company. It is so easy to speak on a stage. It is so easy to work with aligned clients, whether it's through retreats, VIP days, or coaching calls, right? Strategy always follows the identity upgrading. Okay, speaking of identity, we're doing a lot of talk around identity over on my social media channels. So definitely come check them out. If you're not a member in our Alpha Queen Business Academy, that's my free Facebook group, guys. That I go live every week. I give tips and strategies all day long. But this particular week, we are really talking about elevating your identity. So you're going to want to make sure that you're in that Facebook community. It's free. I don't know why you're not in there already, but if you're not, go ahead and go over to Facebook, search Alpha Queen Business Academy, and voila, my team will let you in. And then you'll really be able to tap into identity evolution and upgrading by the end of the week. Like for sure. We're even doing a Facebook Live on Thursday for this. So, okay, here we go. Lesson number three. Okay, lesson number three really does come down to simplicity. Simplicity scales, novelty distracts. So 2025 was the year I stopped reinventing the damn wheel. I mean, literally, raise your hand if you've caught yourself reinventing your offers, retweaking your funnels, updating your website, right? We're constantly in this like reinventing, like what we think isn't working good enough. So we like go and revamp something, right? And so many people fall into that trap. So many coaches, so many consultants, so many service-based pros are like, I got a little bit of sales this month, but clearly it's not what I want, so it must not be working. So what they do, they stop, they go and reinvent all of the things. And then they get stuck in like this I'm constantly creating mode. Okay. So this last year, I really stopped truly when I looked back at everything that we created, all of our launches, all of our programs, everything. I realized that when you compared this last year to the year prior and the year even before that, I realized I stopped reinventing, right? I stopped reinventing the things that were already working. Okay. My offers didn't change this last year. My core content frameworks didn't change. My philosophy didn't change. What changed was the depth. I did not go wider. I went deeper with the things that worked. And I'm constantly reminding my clients of that. I'm like, you don't need more strategy. We need to take what's already working and dive deeper with it. So, what does that look like for me? Right? Well, I made my systems tighter, my delivery processes cleaner, my sales processes sharper and less steps. My client, my teams, and my course pathways were so much more clear, right? I literally mapped out what it looks like from a cold lead all the way into a paid program. And then I even mapped out what a client experiences inside the Alpha Queen Collective from start to finish. And sometimes, guys, that's a 3 to 4 year span. I mean, our clients literally evolve with us from baby entrepreneur all the way to seasoned, multi 6, 7 figure coaches, right? So we see them from ground level, foundational level, and we help build them into this multi-million-dollar CEO. And that's fantastic. So no matter where you're starting, it's okay. But I'm just telling you, I literally mapped out the entire process for my clients, for my team onboarding, for my courses and how we sell our courses, everything to our Alpha Queen Planner, to, our Rise app, everything was much cleaner and simpler. Okay. And here's the crazy part about doing less, right? Diving deeper with the things that are actually working. Here's the craziest part. The more I simplified, the more money I made. That's it, right? The more ease I experienced in my life, the more consistent results, that I gained, right? The I gained more consistency when it comes to the outcomes that I was wanting, whether it was 10K months, 20K months, or 100K weeks, it did not matter. The consistency was the biggest piece. So I just want to remind you, if you're listening, your business does not need more ideas. It needs deeper mastery on the right ideas. It means taking the one idea and literally going all in. You know what I'm talking about. We've just talked about how going all in has truly helped me step up my game as a CEO, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, and as a coach in my company, right? I go all in no matter what I do. So this is the same concept with the things that actually work in our business. Simplicity is the strategy here, guys. And once one thing that you're doing is profitable for you, those are the things that you need to dive deeper into. So a quick action step for you guys to be doing over the next couple of weeks before 2026 hits is you should know what the hell is working in your company, and you should know what the hell is not working. Okay. If you are trying the same old strategy and you're writing the same type of content and you're doing the same thing day after day after day, that is what Einstein calls insanity, because it's not getting you the result that you want. And it's probably because you're still stuck on the strategy from 2020 or 2021 and it's not working in today's market. Guys, we are always talking about the strategies that's actually working in today's market. Okay, so you should absolutely know how you're getting clients, how the referrals are coming in, how many, does speaking work for you? What lead generation platforms are you, using that are really generating and driving sales? You should know all of this before you go into another year of doing too many damn things. Okay, simplicity is more powerful than trying to spread yourself too thin. Okay, so go deeper, not wider. All right, lesson number 4. Lesson number 4 is really all about high intent conversations. Oh my gosh, this was a game changer for me in the last 6 to 8 months. And what I mean by high intent conversations and how they were a game changer is ultimately high powered, high intent conversations with the right women increased my ROI, right? And I'm not talking about, when I say high intent conversations, guys, I'm not talking about paid ads. I'm not talking about trends. I'm not even talking about reels. I mean, literally, if you go to my social accounts, less is more. I don't do reels every day. I don't feel obligated to post every day, although I love posting and I love writing content. So, of course, I write Facebook content every day. LinkedIn, I'm over there writing 3 or 4 pieces of content, but I'm not slaving away at my desk writing content every single day of my life, right? Um, so high intent conversations really truly brought in my highest ROI. And what I mean by this, guys, is quality conversations with quality women. Okay. And here's what I want you to hear. You don't need more leads. You don't need more networking calls. You don't need more coffee chats. You need more intentional conversations with the right people. Because when you focus on relationship building instead of audience building, everything accelerates. Trust builds faster, sales close cleaner, clients stay longer. Hello, retention. Referrals increase naturally. I mean, just imagine waking up to a DM from one of your clients that introduces you to 2 of her friends. It's like, oh my God, this is the coach I'm talking about. I love her. I'm in her program. We're learning so much. I just celebrated a $33,000 month. Like, whatever. Like, can you imagine DMs like that in your inbox? Can you imagine email connections with referrals from your current clients that are like, you have to, right? You have to invest in a coach this year, and this is the coach that has to be with. Like, I get those connections all the time. And a really cool part about conversations with quality people is that when you start building your online audience with quality people, your message just lands that much, cleaner, right? It messages that much faster. So I realized that women who are spending 10, 20, 30, even $100,000 on coaching programs, they're not out there commenting on everything. They're not out there downloading all your freebie shit. Like, oh my God, I don't even have time for that. I mean, come on, right? Raise your hand if you're guilty for downloading a freebie or, downloading, like a webinar or workshop. And then you just literally signed up, even though you knew you weren't even going to have time that day, but you're like, oh, I'll catch the replay. And then you never do. Yeah, you don't, right? Because time is so valuable. And if you can't make the time to actually watch it live, you're more than likely not going to watch it at all, which is fine. But once you understand that, you don't even have to worry about like this, you can just let FOMO go. But anyways, I regress. I apologize. But what I wanted to say about this is that high quality people, they're not out there wasting time on social media, right? High quality people that we get in and we get off because we know that it is one of the biggest time sucks and distractions that so many people fall in, into that spiral. You know what I'm talking about, right? When you're like, you went on there to make your posts, you went on there to do your daily, love deposits, and then all of a sudden you're like falling down the track, you're joining somebody else's program, you're buying those shoes on Amazon, you're like, oh my God, it's been 3 hours. What the hell am I doing? Right? You've successfully fell into someone else's funnel. Congrats. Which is why I don't stay on social media a long time. Like I get in, I get off right away. I connect with those amazing humans that I want to connect with, and then I'm done. I don't check it ever again for the rest of the day, right? Like it's just how I roll. So less is more, but more importantly, guys, high intent conversations are going to outperform everything that you do, especially in 2026. So, prime example of this is I just got back from LA a couple of weeks ago. I was speaking at the top 100 most powerful women event. It was a Hollywood experience. I'm talking red carpet, limousines, quality dinners, like all of the glam, right? The glitz and the glam. Go back and check out my social profiles if you're like, what in the heck was Karissa wearing on the red carpet? Feel free to go back and check. I looked stunning, I think. But anyways, yeah. So what I want to really say and drive home is that those relationships in that room, I guarantee will show up a bigger ROI in the next couple of months because they were quality people, right? Quality women. And I am following up with them. I'm connecting with them on Zoom, and I'm really building quality relationships. The referrals will come, the signups will come. I'm not ever worried about that. I show up to my networking meetings with these women to learn about them, to see how I can help them grow, to see what referrals I can send them, and then naturally, right, reciprocity, the universe gives back. Whether they send someone my way or they end up signing up for my coaching programs or they sign up for something that, maybe it's my Rise app or they buy my planner or something, right? Quality conversations are going to take you further than you've ever gone before, especially in 2026, which is exactly why I'm so freaking excited to tell you about something brand new that I am launching starting January in 2026. Okay, so I want to be super intentional with who I surround myself with, and I want to double down on networking with quality people. Okay. So if that is something you're interested in, brand new, I've wanted to do this for a couple of years, but just this year I've really felt the calling to do it. So I went to team and I said, team, I want to host a monthly like women's networking roundtable. And we're going to call them the Women's Entrepreneurship Roundtable Meetups. And it's going to be the first Monday of every month and it's going to be 1 hour and I'm just going to facilitate the conversation, but we're talking breakout rooms, we're talking about real topics around business growth. So think of a mastermind and networking blended together. It's going to be so amazing. You guys, if you're interested and want to learn more about this, it's free for women who are in business. This is not a come and pitch your shit to everybody. This is like build real conversations, collaborations, joint venture partnerships, and get some coaching or masterminding around a topic that we choose that month. So if you're somewhat interested in learning more about it, in the show notes, you can go to alphaqueencollective.com/roundtable and you can sign up and you'll get on to the events list and we'll send you an email with the Zoom link and like all of the fun stuff. So go to my show notes if you're interested in networking and more importantly, networking with the right type of women. That's, I think, probably almost 75% of the entire thing, right? Quality women, women who are very growth minded, vision focused. They're not stuck in like the negative Nancy like chain of like, oh, nothing's working, woe is me. Like we are actively trying to find solutions to our problems. If that's you, you're going to absolutely love this brand new group. It's completely free. Why? Because I want to meet more women. Okay, awesome. So lesson number 5. Lesson number 5 really does come down to team energetics. Okay, comes down to team energetics. And what I mean by that is team energetics matter more than team size. Okay, so this year showed me very clearly that it doesn't matter how many people you have helping you in your business, it matters who is helping you. A team member can either support your energy or it can drain your energy. And if you have a team, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I have a team, and this year I've had to let some team members go. And it wasn't the funnest thing for me to do, right? Nobody wants to say, hey, girl, hey, like it's just not working out. But it is what it is. And as a CEO, I can't let team members drag me and my company and my clients down. Okay. So, yeah, a team member can either amplify your leadership or they can just create more noise and more chaos in your company. And 2025 was the year I stopped tolerating misalignment. I held higher standards for my team. I communicated clear expectations with them. And I then rebuilt my team around excellence, not convenience. And when the internal energy got clean, the business got lighter. My time opened up, my creativity expanded, client results improved. So, a quick little thing that I like to tell my clients when it comes to team members is to hire slow and to fire fast. Okay, there's no point in dragging out a critical conversation with a team member who is just not performing. There's no point to like drag their ass out. Like you giving them 3 extra months to get their shit together is like not going to help anybody here. Okay, so I always say hire slow when you're not in this place of like feast or famine and fire fast. Okay. Leadership, you guys, is not about adding more people to your team. I used to think that. I used to pride myself on like, oh my God, we've got a team of 12 and blah, 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 blah. But now this last year, we really made our team lean and mean and mean in like a good way. Lean and mean in like a good way. Cool. All right. So lesson number 6 is what I call CEO capacity. Okay. So CEO capacity is a skill. not a personality trait. This was the year I expanded every part of my capacity, my emotional capacity, my operational capacity, my energetic capacity, my leadership capacity. And every time I stretched my capacity, my results stretched with me. I realized something huge. Pressure was never the problem. Misalignment was. When you're aligned, pressure feels like activation. When you're misaligned, pressure feels like suffocation. So my capacity to hold more clients, hold bigger decisions, hold more revenue, leadership, everything grew because I wasn't operating from stress anymore. I was operating from sovereignty. Capacity, guys, is built through reps. It's built through decisions, it's built through identity, and it's built through discipline. And it's one of the most important things any woman who is scaling a business can truly focus on. Okay. All right. My last lesson is going to be quick, I promise. But my last lesson is all about honestly shifting what doesn't feel good in your business anymore. So, reconstructing my core mastermind and coaching program is something that I did this year. 2025 was the year I completely reconstructed it. Okay. So, a couple of years ago, I had this belief that more was better, more coaching calls, more access to me, more touch points every single week. I thought if my clients had more of me, they would inevitably get more results. But what actually happened was that I created more confusion. Let me give you a real example. For every program that I run that's 5K and above, my clients had access to 3 coaching calls per week. Mondays were personal development, Wednesdays were business development, and Thursdays were open Q&A. Literally, they could come to the call and ask me anything. And listen, I freaking love my clients. I love teaching. I love coaching. None of that was the problem. But what I started noticing was something huge. My clients felt like they had to show up to everything, every call, right? And when they didn't, they felt behind. When they were constantly trying to catch replays, they were catching up on conversations, they were catching up on, action items, they were catching up on all the momentum. And we all know that catching up energy is the exact opposite of what creates aligned sales. We saw FOMO this year. We saw stress. We saw their nervous system tightening instead of relaxing. And we saw client experience start dropping. Not because the coaching wasn't good, but because the volume of it was overwhelming. Okay. And there was a couple of other layers. I'm going to talk about them next week, like what we actually added into our business model that allowed us to scale. So I'm going to save that beautiful one for next week. But I just kind of want to end with this, right? I want to end with some things that could help you in 2026 if you are finally ready to invest in a coach. So the things that I'm talking about are coaching programs, right? Inside the Alpha Queen Collective, we have a couple of different coaching programs. We have Cashflow Codes for our beginners. We have Prosperous Princesses for our coaches and consultants who are ready to go from 5 to 10K months. And then, of course, we have the Gorgeous Goddess program for seasoned CEOs. I'll tell you more about that next week. But if you're looking for a coach who's ready to help you evolve into all 3 of those, evolutions of entrepreneurship, consider us, right? Book a call with me. We'll literally map out the clearest path for your goals, and we'll help you level up. Okay. So next year is not about doing more. It's about doing less. And that's what I can't wait. So next week, I'm actually going to talk about my 2026 lead generation strategy, what I'm going to be doing more of, what I'm going to be doubling down on so that we create even more impact and we create even more income. So thanks so much, you guys, for watching the Big Money Sales Moves show. Share this episode with a woman who is stepping into her own next level. And remember, the difference between the woman who dreams and the woman who becomes is the identity she chooses. I'll see you next week.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Big Money Sales Moves. Say goodbye to hustle and grind and burnout, and hello to ethical sales and Alpha Queen strategies. If you're ready to master high-ticket sales, scale your business, or grow your empire, head on over to www.alphaqueencollective.com and make your next big money move today.